In early 2025, I started this channel, Sweet Infinity, on a whim, mostly because I wanted to share with you, with the world, what I feel is a very valuable resource in tarot and oracle cards, the artwork, the connection to intuitive abilities, the way that the narratives are often so relevant and so easily understandable and approachable in the tarot decks and in the oracle decks that I love to use. And I wanted to share that with you. I have been very burnt out the last few years. I am very disturbed by the state of the world. There are some terrible things going on. There's a genocide going on, in fact, more than one. And the world is going through massive shifts. If you are a spiritual person of any kind, religious or not, I think everybody's aware that there's some massive shifts going on for humanity at this point. And I think more changes are coming up. And I felt that, and I feel that during this time period when we might feel overwhelmed, tired, and powerless in many ways, because there are things being done by governments and other entities in our name that we did not approve of, that we did not consent to. They're being done in our name. And in a way, we can feel complicit or complacent and powerless to stop them. And I think that it's really important to speak up and fight for justice. And I think it's also important to cultivate in yourself a practice of spirituality that allows you to nurture your inner well, that allows you to keep going, the energy that you need, the soul food, the soul energy that you need. And for me, that's what this channel has been about. That's why I call it Sweet Infinity. And the tagline is Cozy Spirituality, Wholesome Creativity, because that's what it's about for me. Without spirituality and creativity, I don't have the energy to go on, to do anything, to deal with the world. And for me, I hope that that's a way that I can connect with you and inspire you to also get in touch with the part of you that is a central part of you, that is peaceful inside of you. There is a place that is grounded and quiet and peaceful. I have been making and releasing videos every few days on this channel, twice a week or even more often, using tarot and oracle decks. I'll be continuing to do that, but I'll be doing that once a week. So on Thursdays, I will release a tarot or oracle video, usually both, and in depth and combining several decks at once. And then one more video I'll be releasing during the week besides the tarot video. And that other video will have to do with something creative, a creative hobby, creative pursuit, something I like to do in my free time: painting, junk journaling, paper crafts, cooking, singing, photography, any of the things that I like to do at various times in my life whenever I get the chance to do it. And I would love to share those things with you. I would love to be your craft buddy or your body double so that I can do my thing, you could do your thing, and we can chat. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what it is that you like to do that allows your soul to rest and get some respite. And I hope that this channel has been a way for you to find that space of comfort and coziness in your life for just a few moments during your day or during your week. That's my goal with this channel, is to hold the hands of anyone else like me who has been around the block and who is tired and exhausted and overwhelmed and wants to do good, but sometimes just doesn't know where to get started. And maybe the place to get started is that central place that connects you to the one force in the universe that connects us all. Call it God, call it love, whatever you want to call it. But that's my goal with this channel, is to, in a small way, honor and cherish your voice and my voice and know that we are coming from the same place. Welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran. Today I will be reading from these two decks, the Tea Leaf Fortune Cards deck by Ray Hepburn and the Dark Mansion Tarot deck, which is a gorgeous deck. As you can see here, I don't read from it a lot because it's kind of big for my hands, but the artwork is absolutely stunning on here. And this is just a lovely deck, and it has this special shimmery foil edges. The Tea Leaf deck is quite large. It has 200 cards. They're round, and they have these tea leaf inspired images and symbols. So I will shuffle these, and I shall be right back. So I've shuffled these decks and placed them here, and let's see what today's reading is about. I don't know about you, but the last few years have been quite difficult and uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty and insecurity. So I want to talk about that today. Oh, 2 cards came up, 9 and 10 of Pentacles. So these are the cards for the opposite, abundance, for affluence, for prosperity. You know, this is about evaluating all that you've gained in this world, material possessions. This is about legacy and family and generational wealth. On some level, there's been this lack of a lot of these things for a lot of people. And I feel on some level that this is what this reading is about. That's what these cards are telling us. So let's pick some T cards too, right? You should accept valid criticism, the Cup, and Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming. So what does this say? So I feel like on some level, you either have not had access to a lot of generational wealth where you have felt left out in the cold, right? Queen of Pentacles. And on some level, maybe a female figure has been influential in your life, somebody you look up to, somebody you have found yourself being inspired by, somebody who made you make some difficult choices. On some level, I feel like it's actually you who's making yourself make these difficult choices. Maybe on some level, you have not allowed yourself to accept valid criticism from sources who are, you know, who have your best interest at heart, right? So if you have valid criticism coming from somebody, it's actually a blessing. It's actually a gift. Okay, here this says the Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. This tea leaf deck is fascinating. You are highly thought of. So you might be thinking, hey, I don't get to have all of this stuff with no strings attached. Okay? People who have a lot of this, what you think you wish you had, okay? That comes with a lot of strings. And maybe on some level, even if you didn't get it, you on some level were saved from having to answer to people who did not have your best interests at heart. What I'm getting is that you, King of Swords, I'm just getting that you judge yourself very harshly. You judge yourself very, very harshly. And you have given yourself these almost impossible choices where you have made it so that you don't feel that you have the right to enjoy anything. You know, maybe even if you were cut off from your family's legacy or inheritance for some reason, on some level, you have just not forgiven yourself for all of these years of things that you did not have any control over. Disappointment in some affair, a fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. So again, the King of Swords and the man with the white hair, I feel like could be the same, related to the same person. This could be an older gentleman. So first we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who inspired you. And then we have the King of Swords who in some way limited you. And again, I keep coming back to this card where you almost only see these things in binary form. And maybe you need to start thinking outside of that binary. That's what I'm seeing in this card deck so far. That you need to think outside the box in a very literal sense. Okay? The Empress. The Empress is often pregnant with ideas. The Empress is often pregnant with new possibilities. Okay, it's more about giving birth, right? recognition, reward for merit. Again, look at the basket. The basket here also represents fertility. It could be that you have a child coming in your life, whether your own child or someone who you're going to end up taking care of. That is something that I'm seeing in this life. And this person, this child, may help you step out of the binary choices that you've given yourself. Even if you're not somebody who has kids or wants to have kids, some child energy and some maternal energy is coming into your life. So it could be that you will be the maternal figure, or maybe you will be partnered up or somehow be connected to somebody who is a maternal figure. And again, that will actually lead to a lot of prosperity in your life, not just financial, but like the idea that you don't have to judge yourself so harshly all the time. The King of Swords is a very harsh judge. This one is also a very difficult self-induced binary that you need to step out of. And all the other cards are telling us that you have a lot of abundance, that you have good stuff coming towards you, even though things have been difficult for you. Four of Wands. I'm seeing marriage. I'm seeing, childbirth and marriage. So these are actually cards that are actually really lean towards childbirth and marriage. Could be your own. Strong indication that it's your own. And if so, even if you feel that things are difficult for you, that you've been judged harshly, you need to still allow yourself to be part of life, to be in the flow of life, okay? Life is about love. It's about abundance. The King of Pentacles is about seeing your life through a backward-looking lens that shows you that you've actually had a lot of abundance along the way and not discounting the things that you were given. Candle, you will be shown the way. Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Now, the Tower card in tarot is often the opposite of this, right? But here it means that you actually have a solid foundation and that you will be shown the way, the Candle. And when we see this with the King of Pentacles, I feel like that has to do with an older gentleman, a grandfather or grandparent or somebody in your ancestry who is trying to show you the way and who's trying to light the path for you. So I would delve into your family history a little bit. What were your grandparents what were they doing? Were they farmers? Were they business people? Were they factory workers? Were they working in different fields that might be interesting to you? Were they people who, even if they didn't leave you anything physical, did they leave you with burdens? Okay, so for example, Ten of Swords is burdens. Maybe despite their best efforts, or maybe because they didn't care. There might have been a legacy of a sort of what's called ancestral karma or generational curse. That's something that you have been carrying. That's what's actually you've been carrying. Some of your grandparents were great people, and some of them might have left you with a burden, a debt. Okay, so if that's the case, that might explain why you're constantly judging yourself so harshly, why you're not giving yourself these choices that you really should be giving yourself. Pale, time to get out of a situation. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate, fire. Okay, so at some point you have to let this go and be your own person. It doesn't mean that you forget about your ancestors, for better or for worse. But you also have the right to have your own life. You also have the right to live your life and leave a different legacy. And okay, Four of Pentacles. So this is what I'm seeing is that one of the things that your ancestors left you with, and maybe it's not your ancestors directly, but somebody they were in contact with who has been hoarding what's rightfully yours. Okay, it could be part of an inheritance. So again, I'm just seeing like legacy, inheritance, right back here. And there's this hoarding energy. I don't know, maybe somebody along the way didn't give somebody their fair share. That's what I'm seeing out of these cards. Now, for you to deal with that, you need to come to terms with opportunities are waiting for you. Great worry over nothing, wreath sorrow over a loss. Okay, so you're going to go through a period of mourning for the things that were lost, things that you didn't get that were rightfully yours, that you deserved, that belonged to you, while you were left holding basically the bill, right? So somebody else got to have the benefit. There's grief over that, and that's rightfully yours. And I think on some level, that's why you've been harshly judging yourself. It's actually this grief that you're carrying, and you might not even be aware of it. It might not even be something that is passed down to you in terms of knowledge. So, for example, we can have these ancestral debts that we are not even aware of consciously. That may be something that we get glimpses of in dreams, or if you have like an outburst. Sometimes people have outbursts. So, on some level, we carry these things around and we're not even aware of it consciously, but we are carrying these ghosts. And that's what I'm getting out of here, is that you're carrying a lot of ghosts. Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Desk, pay attention to your work. So again, with the child thing, I feel that there is an energy of a child. There's also pay attention to your work, whatever it is that you're doing. Make sure you do a good job of it and don't let all of these dramas and traumas affect your work too much. Focus on your work and let your work be one way for you to heal yourself. Birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. So it could be a business or some kind of new project that you're starting. But I'm just getting very strong birth energy here. And I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for you to go through with that birth and to have that. It'll help you build a new legacy. It'll help you build a new legacy and break those ancestral curses and generational curses that you have lived through. But you have to do it consciously, and you have to be aware of the places that you don't want to go to, right? 3 of Wands, and we have 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands is more about a burden. 3 of Wands is more about coming and making a new journey, right? It's about going to a new place. 10 of Wands. So you have to let go of the old journey and you have to put down your burdens. You can't carry everything around for everyone else forever. That's what I'm getting. And yet you can go on this new journey, but only when you let go. Like, see, her luggage is like on the floor, on the ground, because she's able to travel and she's able to either get somebody to carry it for her or get some kind of, wagon or something that helps her carry her burden. Here, this person is carrying everything themselves, and it's very difficult. Find partners, find friends, and allow yourself to trust people. Allow yourself to grow new things, whether it's a new baby, a new relationship, a new venture, something that allows you to embrace life more. That is one way for you to do that, to break those old past methods that were used to hold you down. A lot of this is very cerebral for you, and you need to kind of get in your body more. That's what the pentacles are about, right? So a lot of pentacles came up, and what I'm seeing is that try to do something that allows you to get in your body more, okay? And focus on where your body is telling you to move, to go places, maybe travel if you can, and to let go of some of the burdens that you're carrying and try for a little bit of time. Maybe you're not used to it. Maybe you're used to carrying the burden of the whole family or whatever. But for a little bit of time, just practice what it would feel like to not have that burden. Just work on it. And when you come across something new, a new child, a new project, a new life, that's something calling you to expand, to become more, and not to be just your old past self, but to be more than that. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I would also love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Let me know if any of this resonated for you. I will be back next week with another tarot and oracle video. In the meantime and always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a sweet infinity.